your forecast first. Sponsored by Natex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
It's a very mild second day of 2020, and temperatures even still this evening are still really warm. We really haven't dropped down a whole lot thanks to the cloud cover that we have. It's 45 in Jacksonville, 48 degrees still in Springfield, 47 in Lincoln, Decatur, 49 in Mattoon, 48 in Danville, and it's 45 degrees here in Champaign, which is where we have our Bratcher weather camera overlooking the city on our roof and dog island. It is cloudy out there. We expect the clouds to remain in place overnight tonight with a few light rain showers as well. The wind should not be an issue out of the south, pretty light, under 10 miles per hour. So we got cloudy skies overnight tonight. A few light rain showers are possible, and we'll see a few of those for tomorrow as well. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
A fire destroyed a building in Rantoul. What this means for the 3 businesses that called it home.
I like to believe that there are still some decent people out there, and unfortunately that was a good example that, there's some that aren't.
It was a trip to the hospital for the holidays. This hit-and-run victim is searching for answers.
It's one of the toughest arenas to play in the Big Ten, and the Illini haven't won a true road game against a ranked opponent in 5 years. Here's how they plan to do it in East Lansing.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Really, I was shocked at the whole situation I was in at that point in time.
Coles County is recovering after he was hit by a car over the weekend, and police, they're still looking for the driver. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The hit and run happened in Charleston on Jackson Avenue near 5th Street. The driver hit the victim, got out of the car for a second, then got back in and drove off. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live in our newsroom. Courtney, let's start with, how is the victim doing?
Yeah, Jennifer, well, he has some bruising and soreness on his shoulder and hip, but he tells me he's doing okay. He's actually already back at work. But in the moment when it happened, he says he was struggling. Saturday night was a night just like any other for Nate Lee, or at least it started out that way.
I met some friends for a couple drinks after work that night, and decided I had to walk home because I had to be at work early the next morning.
But he wouldn't make it back safely because just a block away from his home, he was hit.
Started about halfway across the crosswalk at the stop sign, and I had seen a car down the road a little ways, didn't think nothing of it, I'm at a stop sign, crosswalk and everything. I got about halfway across the lane when I heard him lock the brakes up. I took about 2 big strides, I wasn't going to make it, so I just jumped and kind of football tucked and bounced off the hood and the windshield.
Despite the initial shock, Lee knew he had to remember what he saw.
I was trying to get my bearings together. I couldn't really see the license plate. I was still pretty dizzy. But I work automotive world. I've been around cars my entire life, so it was pretty easy to recognize what kind of vehicle it was.
He noticed a metallic blue Ford Focus and says the driver got out of the car and looked at him. But the woman took off without helping. Despite the hit, Lee says he's doing okay. Maybe
some bruising on my hip, on my shoulder blade. I was pretty stiff for the first few days.
While Lee recovers, he says he's just happy to have his community watching out for him.
I've got a bunch of people that are looking for this vehicle already, not just here in Charleston, but Mattoon, just surrounding towns and stuff like that. So I'm pretty grateful for that.
And police are still looking into what businesses and homes may have had security cameras near where this happened so they can get a more specific description of whoever did this. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
And Nate says that there were words when she got out of the car.
Yeah, he said he yelled some things he didn't want, she yelled some things he didn't want to repeat, but then she got back in her car and drove away.
All right, interesting. We'll see if they find her. All right, thanks. Now leaving the scene of the crime after hitting someone could be a felony, but it'll fall into the state's attorney's hands to decide on those charges. Decatur police had a busy holiday season. That's because they had extra officers on patrol. The department made 16 impaired driving arrests from December 16th to today. They also wrote 14 speeding tickets, 3 seatbelt violations, and 2 tickets for texting and driving. Police say it was part of a statewide sober driving campaign. They put an increased emphasis on nighttime patrols. That's, of course, when impaired driving happens the most.
A woman in Taylorville was charged in court today for the murder of her boyfriend. Michaela Herbstreet was arrested on New Year's Eve. She is charged with first-degree murder with intent to kill. Her boyfriend was stabbed in the chest and died at the hospital. She's due in court tomorrow for a bail hearing. where her bond will be set. We have an update to a fire in Rantoul from last night. Firefighters think they may have a lead on what started it.
It happened near South Tanner and East Sangamon Streets around 8 last night. The state fire marshal was there this morning trying to figure out the cause. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays was out there too. So, Jamie, what do crews now know?
I spoke to the assistant fire chief earlier this afternoon. He says the fire may have started around a wood-burning stove on the second floor, but more work will need to be done before that is determined.
My main concern, obviously, is my employees and my family.
That was what was on Tim Tadlock's mind once his business and 2 others caught fire Wednesday night.
It'll be a challenge, but we'll get through it.
5 departments responded. They spent 2 hours fighting the fire from the outside because it was too dangerous to go in.
What's the age of the building? It had bowstring trusses, what the roof is made out of. And because of that, when they start burning and they start deteriorating, they start collapsing in and bringing the rest of the roof with them.
AG Electric, a woodworking business, and TT Distribution all used the building.
You know, I just put all that, my faith in God, and it's always worked out in the past.
There was still more work to be done Thursday morning. Crews battled hot spots, and the state fire marshal arrived to investigate the exact cause. They think the fire may have started around a wood-burning stove.
A lot of contents of the building, especially on the second floor, are damaged. That downstairs then is a lot of water smoke damage because of the amount of water we put on it last night and this morning.
My first thought was, is it going to be a total loss, or were they going to be able to salvage part of it?
The fire department says the businesses will have to find a new home. The building is a loss, but this business owner says they aren't giving up hope.
I have no doubt the community will support me and my employees.
I just spoke to TT Distribution owner just a few minutes ago. He says people from the community are already helping. He's had people as far as Loda and Gifford volunteer to help him remove inventory from this building that may still be salvageable. Live in Rantoul, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
What a terrible way to start the new year. All right, Jamie, thank you so much. Now, this was the second business fire the village responded to this week. On Tuesday afternoon, there was a fire at the Burger King on Champaign Avenue. A fire on the grill caused thousands of dollars worth of damage. We have new information tonight in this one. Officials are trying to determine if a woman arrested for attacking several U of I officers is fit to stand trial. In November, police said Treva Murray would not leave the family video store in Urbana. You're now looking at body camera footage of Murray's attack. She became violent and started throwing merchandise at the officers. 3 of them were hurt as they handcuffed her. The court has ordered the Illinois Department of Human Services to file a report on if Murray is fit to stand trial. She'll be reevaluated in March. Legalized marijuana took the spotlight yesterday, but more than 200 other laws also went into effect New Year's Day.
Yeah, one of those laws allows more volunteer firefighters to operate red and white flashing lights. While the state's goal is to help the volunteers get there more quickly, some say the law may not be effective. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin joins us live now. So, Gabrielle, what are chiefs saying across central Illinois?
Well, Paul, around central Illinois, volunteer fire departments say that the new right to use lights won't really affect them as much, but they say that that's only because we live in a less populated area. Before yesterday, only volunteer fire chiefs could operate trucks and cars with red and white lights. The new law adds deputy and assistant volunteer fire chiefs to that list. Volunteers are already allowed to flash blue lights in their cars when responding to an emergency. And while the change is meant to help more people get to the fire sooner, chiefs here say rural areas may not see much of a difference.
The metropolitan areas, and I'm thinking maybe the northern Illinois areas where they have a higher density population and possibly traffic is a lot greater than it is in central Illinois. We don't have much of an issue in our district because we're in the rural area. Traffic is not that bad, but departments that might have some interstates or tollways in their areas that might improve their response times.
The department in Rochester does not have an assistant or deputy chief, but other departments around the area we spoke to do have an assistant chief, and they said that they probably would not need to utilize the new privilege either. Now, while chiefs do not feel that they will utilize this new law, they do say what they do need is more volunteers, saying that Central Illinois is aching to have more hands on deck. For now, we're live at the Capitol. Gabrielle Franklin, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Maybe this call for help in the new year will help as well. Gabrielle, thanks. Well, under state law, volunteer firefighters can only display the lights during an emergency. Unlike government-owned emergency vehicles, the lights volunteers use are known as courtesy lights. The lights act as warning during a response, but they don't allow volunteers to run stop signs or stop lights.
It's never too early to be thinking about running in the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon while waiting to sign up. It would cost you.
Also tonight, it was a relationship made for reality TV. Now, former Governor Rod Blagojevich is now sending support for President Trump.
It was a warm day today. We've got mild temperatures still in the forecast for a majority of the week as well. We topped out today at 50, which is well below our average high in the lower 30s. Also tonight remains mild as well, too. So coming up, we were talking about a few light showers for tomorrow, a nice sunny Sunday, and it's a fairly mild forecast for the week. It's all coming up next.